What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about the top 5 short squeeze stocks that you need to add to your watch list. So I want to go over all the things that you need to know, but first make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off, there hasn't been all that much in data points recently. Rather, just the market's been in FOMO mode post inauguration. Despite the optimism, you have seen a kind of a reduced amount of volume, and I felt like big money was truly just waiting for Netflix to unveil their earnings, and that did come out Tuesday after hours, and they hit it out of the park. Massive triple beat, so essentially giving the green light to the broader market to move on higher. That is definitely going to stand to benefit a lot of the stocks that I'm going to be talking on. So without further ado, let's get right to stock number 5. I actually do cover this one under this channel, SoundHound. Just Tuesday alone, it did go up 21.11%, extending that another 5.5% after hours. Over the last 1 year, up 734%. So very impressive stuff. In case you don't know what they do, this is it. So the company profile, or you could just kind of go back to any one of my videos. Definitely very advantageous and all the other fun jazz. But we are here because of this. So just so you're aware, this list isn't always just the most heavily shorted stocks. It is a combination of recent price action, DTC, short score, so in theory, the higher the number, the higher the likelihood of a squeeze happening, cost to borrow, and just number of shares being shorted. So it is a good kind of combination of everything. And in my experience so far, I think you have a stronger likelihood of one of these stocks squeezing rather than a stock that's 90% shorted. That's just my own opinion. You do whatever floats your boat. But short score is 70.14, utilization 94.82, cost to borrow average is 2.85, and currently 26.08% of the free float is being shorted. SoundHound is a very unique circumstance because despite it going up 700 something percent over the last 1 year, shorts have been holding on. So I cover a lot of different stocks. I have a lot of different YouTube channels, and I have never seen one stock play out like this. So this definitely shows that shorts are overextended. One of my videos in the past, there was a brief moment where you did see cost to borrow minimum being negative, meaning a broker out there was physically paying people to short SoundHound. So it kind of links that most likely a big broker is one of the big entities shorting SoundHound, meaning that they do have very deep pockets. But currently $1.14 billion is being shorted, and through IBKR, it does indicate that there is only 60,000 shares available to be shorted. So when it comes down to stocks that have low supply, typically there will be some buying from big entities, BlackRock, Vanguard, to pretty much lend out. Very profitable business for entities, so they love to do it. So that does mean you could see a further push higher, even though it's gone up just over the last 1 month. Or I guess it's down over the last 1 month because it kind of pulled back. But over the last 6 months, for instance, up 2.31%. Over the last 5 days, up 14%. And that's not counting the after hours activity. So let me know your viewpoint on SoundHound. Moving on to stock number 4, you do have ticker RGTI, very popular one, went up 42% alone on Tuesday. Over the last 1 year, up a very impressive 1,170%. There's a lot of good information here that I'm not necessarily going to go over, so feel free again to pause it if wanting to, or whatever else. Company profile, so semiconductor, 134 employees, founded in 2013, but we're here because of this. So 70.15 is that short score, utilization is 92.71, 19.23% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 48.35 million shares. Similarly to SoundHound, just not to the same extent, even though it's ran up a lot, you have seen shorts for the most part holding on, a couple blips where they do return quite a lot and essentially prompting a squeeze. So this stock definitely has had its shown that it can actually squeeze, but recently it's been gaining some good momentum, and honestly when it comes down to it, shorts have been doubling down trying to suppress it, but with no avail and no luck. So let me know your thoughts on that. Through IBKR, it does indicate roughly around 600 shares is available to be shorted. Another stock that is very limited supply, And so that could result in some buying just to take advantage of the cost to borrow and to lend out. So this is stock number 4. On a side note, conveniently, both of these stocks I've put out buy signals on, so you can definitely pop over to my Patreon, link in the description below and also the comments. I give buy signals on stocks, options, or crypto. Very, very accurate, especially with these two stocks, almost down to like the kind of 10-cent range of where it actually goes to. So moving on though, ticker UP. I kind of looked at this way back when, but it's never actually made this list. So currently sitting at $1.67, did go up 2.45 on Tuesday. Over the last 1 year, down 52.56. Gaining a little bit of momentum through the volume, but based on this right here, this is what they do. So passenger airlines, I feel like this stock definitely with future cuts could really stand to benefit. So that's something just to kind of keep in mind essentially. But moving on, it is because of here. So short score is 89.02. Utilization is 90.87. 25.34% of the free float is being shorted. Cost to borrow average is 8.77. One thing to note though that I haven't really been bringing up, this number right here is what shorts did change on Tuesday. So on Tuesday, they did increase roughly around 9,300. So again, something to kind of keep in mind. But the DTC, because of generally on average the low volume and the number of shares being shorted, this is why you have 11.1111. And so yeah, that is extremely high. So something just to keep in mind. Does indicate roughly around 200,000 shares is available to be shorted. So another stock that could be seeing some buying potentially as well. But nonetheless, moving on to stock number 2. So you have MicroVision, ticker MVIS, sitting at $1.61. Did go up 11.81% on Tuesday. Over the last 1 year, it is down though, down 32.42, gaining some pretty good momentum over the last 5 days. It is up 27.78%. This is what they do. So based out of Redmond, 340 employees, but we are here because of this. So 89.76% is that short score. 26.58% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 57.56 million shares overall being shorted. Cost to borrow average is 19.19, and despite the stock actually moving up, you have seen a very big bump up in the shorts. So currently December 21.64% was that kind of low, and so they've been getting in quite a lot recently. They did return 215,000 shares on Tuesday, so that's probably what aided in it kind of closing as high as it did, so up 11.81 like I said. But through IBKR does indicate around 6,000 shares is available to be shorted. So all these stocks, shorts are overextended, holding on for dear life, and that might not necessarily work out the best for them. But moving on to stock number 1, and that is Beyond Meat. I used to be really interested in this stock as, of course, a meme stock and stuff like that. Haven't really followed all too much operationally, but it is and did go down 1.96% on Tuesday. Over the last 1 year, it is down 44.71, gaining some momentum over the last 5 days, up 3.36%, kind of close to the 52-week low. But this is what they do. So packaged foods and meats, in case you don't know, I'm pretty sure everyone knows them at this stage in the game, but short score is extremely high, 96.29, utilization 94.74, 52.95% of the free float is being shorted. Cost to borrow average fairly high, 137%. That is a annual rate, not a daily rate, so just be kind of aware of that. DTC 8.97 is that. And then just similarly, like every other stock that I kind of talked on, shorts are really doubling the hell down. Through IBKR does indicate around 450,000 shares is available to be shorted. So this is your top 5 to really add to your watch list. Let me know your thoughts on these. Do you own any of them? And if so, give yourself a shout out in the comments below. One final thing, like I kind of mentioned, I do give buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolutely on point. Even when it comes down to SoundHound, I gave a buy signal at $5 all the way up. I called it to 24, and then ultimately I did call for it to go down to around that 12.50, and that is exactly where it went. And my next call I did say was 17.50, and that's basically where it's at. I'm going to be giving another update shortly, so definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. Same happened for RGTI as well, so definitely pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.